Hey guys, it's Nija. Welcome back to my channel, Celestial Mind. If the quality looks a little bit better in today's video, I'm using my professional camera, okay? I usually only use this camera on my main channel, but I was like, I got it out, so let's do this. Alright you guys, so today's video is all about doing new home magic, okay? I created a little new home jar, and it's essentially where you gather up ingredients pertaining to where you want to live or the new place that you'd like to reside, and you stick it all in a jar, put a little bit of DNA in it, shake your intention into it, speak your intention into it, and it is a mechanism to help you to attract what it is that you're trying to do. So you can do it for a number of things. You can do it for prosperity jar. You can do it to banish and keep people away. You can do it to, you know, to attract a love interest, okay? You can do jars for anything. And I already knew that jars were a thing, like in the magic community or in spell work, but what actually sparked me to go ahead and do it is I watched this movie on Netflix. It was called We Always Lived in Castles, and it actually was a really good movie. I feel like it was about handlers, but I'll leave that movie review for another day. But in the movie,
she uses jars to help to keep her sister under some kind of spell, under some kind of trance, keep her family protected, and keep the village people from noticing her or from hating her. So that's where I got the idea from, and I was like, you know what, I've gathered a bunch of ingredients for this new home that I'm trying to manifest. Let me put it in a jar, and yeah.
So here is my jar, all right? And I'm going to explain to you guys what I put in it so that I can give you guys some ideas on how you can make your own jar. This is particularly for a new home. So I'm going to be giving you guys the ingredients to what to put together for manifesting a new home. I think it's so cute, and I just shake it up and it like fuels my intention. And yeah, you guys know when you're working with jars, the way to activate your jar is by shaking it up. So every day when I look at it, I'll just shake it up, and I know my manifestation is coming closer and closer to me, and eventually when I move into that house, I will show you guys and be like, it was thanks to my jar. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna give you guys the ingredients of what you can put into your jar. Let's get started. So you guys, obviously to do this spell, you're going to need a jar. I particularly chose this jar because it was in the shape of a square, and to me a square symbolizes like a home, 4 walls, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 4 walls. So I thought this was perfect. So if you're going to choose a jar, you can do a circular jar, but I feel like it's more symbolic to work with the shapes, so I went for a square shaped jar. So do a square shaped jar if you can. And I got this jar from Michael's. It was like $1.50. You can also go to like a Hobby Lobby. It's really not expensive at all. And now my camera's about to cut off again.
I really hope I can get this information out without any more interruption. Alright, so like I was saying, you need a jar. I got mine from Michael's for $1.50. You can go to Hobby Lobby. Basically, you can go to a thrift store. I like thrift stores. Just make sure that you cleanse your jar with sage or Palo Santo, or however you cleanse and purify your magical items, because as you know, energy can transfer, and you just want your jar to be clear of all energy except for the intention that you're putting into it, okay? So, like I said, got my jar, and the next thing that I used was floor plan. So I actually had the opportunity to go view the apartment that I want to move into. So when I went there, they gave me a folder with all the floor plans in it. And you know what? Let me go and pull it out so I can give you guys an accurate example. Okay, so here's a floor plan, right? And in the little brochure that they gave me like I had small little floor plan pictures. So what I did, and you guys totally can take this and run with it. There's so many things that you could do with this, but basically you're gonna wanna. Sorry, I'm trying to get this right. I'm on the floor again. Excuse me. So yeah, basically you just want to take the floor plans and cut them up. Cut up whatever. Like if there's a particular floor plan that you really love, like for me, I loved all the floor plans with balconies. So I cut out all the floor plans with balconies, and I just sat it to the side.
So yeah, this is something that you want to add into your jar. I'm just giving you guys a list of things. Anything that resonates with you, just write it down and put it in your jar. Could be the same ingredients, could be different ingredients. But yeah, so I chopped up some floor plans, okay? Another thing that I put in here was the new address. So in the little folder that the complex has, they have the address of where my new apartment would be. So I went ahead and cut out the new address. I recited the address a few times so that I can memorize this is where I live now. Whenever I'm sending out mail, whenever I'm filling out paperwork and people are asking me where do I live, this is where I live. So I cut out the address and put that to the side, okay? The next thing you want to do is put some sort of DNA from yourself in it. This could be hair, and in fact that is what I used. I used my hair. So I just, you know, pulled out a few pieces of hair, or you can cut off a few pieces of hair. I've got hair to spare, so was it no thing? Okay, so I took my hair. You could also use your hair, saliva, toenails, any kind of DNA that is yours. Go ahead and put that to the side. You're gonna use that in your spell, okay? The next thing that I did, I have a dog, Michiko. You guys know who Michiko is. You've seen her before. So I also cut off a little bit of her hair, and I kind of twined our hair together because I want to make sure that I'm not just the one that's moving. I want my dog to move with me. Okay, so this is really good if you have pets and you want your pets to move with you. Make sure that you have a little bit of their DNA in here as well. You could do toenail clippings. I feel like hair is the easiest because our dogs shed all the time. But I made sure that I got a fresh piece of hair, so I snipped it off. But I have a chow chow. She's got all the hair in the world, so she is not missing it, I assure you. Okay, so yeah, we've got it, DNA. And do the DNA of anybody that you, okay, this is a gray area, because I never say to, you know,
you don't really want to involve people in your manifestation. Like if you want to move out and you want your boyfriend to move with you, you don't know if your boyfriend is meant to move with you or not. So that's the only thing that I would say. Like, I don't know if you should put their DNA in there. I mean, like, there are people who would do that, but I just personally wouldn't recommend you doing that because you don't know if the person that you're with, you're meant to be with. Even if you feel very strongly that you're in love with them, you want to still give people their own free will, which is why I say you definitely should not put their DNA in it. But if it's like your child, like you want to move and you want to take your child with you, you know, maybe then you would do that, but still, that's a gray area. I feel like it's a little bit better to do like an animal than it is to do an actual person. You never want to force anyone's free will. So I'm putting that disclaimer out there. I would not recommend you put in other people's DNA
without their permission, okay? Yeah. Okay, the next thing that I put in my jar was dirt. So I went to, like I said, I visited the complex that I wanted to move into, and it is so beautiful, you guys. I cannot wait to give you guys a tour of the place. It's amazing. But yeah. So I went to the place, and I went with my girlfriend so it would be a little less awkward, and I took a plastic baggie and a little spoon so I could dig up some dirt. Or actually, no, I think I just used my hands, but I dug up some dirt and I put it in a bag from the property. Now this is significant because you're getting a little bit of where you're going to live. So you know how like you took your personal DNA? Well, getting the dirt from where you're trying to move to is like getting the DNA of the place that you want to live at. Okay, it's the foundation of where the place is at, if that makes sense. So I just went and I dug up some dirt from the grounds where I wanted to move to. There was a really beautiful park right across the street from the place that I wanted to move to. I went over there, I dug up some dirt from the park because I knew that I'd be walking my dog there on a daily basis if I were to move over there. So you know what I mean? Like if there's like a supermarket next to the place that you want to live and you know you're going to frequent it, maybe grab some dirt from there. Or if there's a bank that you're going to be using when you move to this new place, maybe grab some dirt from there. And this is just saying like this is the environment that I want to be in, okay? So I got dirt from the actual apartment that I want to move in, but then I also got some dirt from the park across the street, just symbolizing like this is where I'm going to be frequenting. Cue the planes. Okay, they're gone. Okay, so the next thing I did, oh, it sounds like they're coming back. Go away, planes. Okay, So the next thing that I did was I put money in my jar because I want to be able to easily afford the place that I'm moving to. I want the place that I'm moving to make money for me, right? So I put some money in my jar. I did one of each silver coin, I think. I don't remember if I put pennies in there. I might have. So I did 1 quarter, 1 nickel, 1 dime, and possibly a penny. I can't remember if I put a penny in there or not. But I did do all the silver coins. And to me, that just symbolizes having money, having wealth, having abundance. You know, I have more than enough money to afford the place that I live in, and the place that I live also provides me money. Like, I make money from living here. So yeah, that was my intention that I set. And with all these ingredients, make sure that you speak your intention over it before you drop it into the jar. Or you can speak your intention over it after you apply it, okay? Ooh. My jar is bubbling up. Can you see that? Or can you hear that? What's going on, jar? Are you manifesting for me right now? It's like, it's sizzling. Can you hear that? Maybe because it hears me talking about it. Or maybe there's just pressure. I don't know. Something's happening in this jar right now. Anyway, let's stay focused as another plane passes by. Okay, the next ingredient that I put into my jar was cinnamon. Now, cinnamon is an excellent ingredient to add for abundance spells, for money rituals. Some people dress their candles with cinnamon. It's essentially to help to speed up your manifestation. Cinnamon it's like hot, okay? So hot, speed, quickness, okay? I added my cinnamon in there to speed up, you know, so that I am able to accept it sooner than expected. I'm able to receive my new house sooner than expected, and also for abundance, okay? The next ingredient that I put in were bay leaves. Bay leaves, obviously, you can write intentions on them. You can burn bay leaves. Bay leaves are also a sign of money, prosperity, abundance. So like I said, I wanted to make sure that I have more than enough money to afford this place because it is a little bit on the pricier side, but I feel as if, like, it's not a hard thing for me to accomplish to live here. In fact, I see myself living here, therefore I took that next step of creating this jar, okay? Like, I'm meant to be there. That is my house, okay? So yeah, you can use bay leaves. You can also use basil. This just signifies money. This has a little bit less to do with a house and more so to do with having the finances to afford the place that you want to live in, okay? The next thing that you can do, like I said, basil. Okay, so the next ingredient that I did that I feel like is pretty important, I put sugar in here. So I took a few spoonfuls of sugar and put it in my jar. And the reason why I did that is because I want this to be a sweet endeavor or a sweet manifestation. Like, I want to get it and I want it to feel sweet. Like, I want the means of me receiving it to feel sweet. Like, I am so annoyed with these aircrafts. Like, I cannot wait to move. Manifestations. Send me, jar, send me. Okay, anyway, so yeah, I did put a few spoonfuls of sugar in my jar to sweeten up the manifestation. You can also do honey, but honey is kind of like a slow moving sweet energy and I want it to be fast. So I put my sugar in there and yeah, it's just signifying that it's gonna be sweet. You know, when you move in, you're gonna get a sweet deal, or you're gonna, you know, you're gonna love what you do to make money and it's gonna make you happy to afford the place that you live in. You know, it just sweetens up the deal, if that makes sense. So I did do sugar. And I said the affirmation over the sugar. I receive it in the sweetest way. It's a sweet deal. I receive it in the sweetest way. It's a sweet deal, okay? So I put all of that into my jar. I also put a little bit of oil because you guys know I love to anoint my things with oil. I anoint my candles with oil. I anoint myself with oil. So I put a little bit of oil and I spoke my intention over the oil, you know. So yeah, I put my oil in here. I put a little bit of water in here also to activate the sugar. I had a little in my pamphlet, I had the name of the apartment that I want to move in. I cut out the name in like a little strip. I took the hair, I took my hair and my dog's hair, twined it together, and I tied it around the name of the place, and I dropped that in the jar. So I took all these ingredients, the floor plans and all, dropped it into the jar. I even wrote the year that I wanted to move into my new place on the leaf. This one could be a little bit controversial because they say don't put a time limit on something. But I knew I wanted to move in there by 2019, so I wrote on the bay leaf 2019 and dropped it in the jar. I also signed the bay leaf and permanent marker. Yeah, so that is what my jar is made up of. That's everything that's in my jar. And then how you activate it, obviously, as you're putting each item into the jar, you want to be speaking your intention over it and then putting it in the jar. And then after you finish, close up your jar, hold it, visualize your intention, visualize where you want to be. As I'm holding it, I see exactly where I want to be because I have put all my energy, all my intention into my jar. Okay, so you hold on to it, you see where you want to be, you see yourself happy where you want to be. Hold that vibration, hold that thought for, you know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. The longer you hold it, the more real it becomes. You know, see yourself stepping into your apartment, putting your dog's leash on the door, preparing your meals, opening the patio to let them go to the bathroom, you know. See the layout of your living room, okay? See everything. See the decor of your bedroom. See your possessions that you have now organized throughout the room, okay? And that is how you're going to be able to manifest it to yourself. If you can visually see all the things that you own placed nicely, beautifully in this new space that you want to be in, even if you plan to get completely new stuff, the fact of the matter is that you put yourself in that thought, if that makes sense, okay? And then once you finish, to activate your jar, you shake. And the reason why I say to put hard items in it, like coins or crystals, if you have crystals, you can do like a pyrite, a citrine, an aventurine, crystals, whatever you want. Put your crystals in here and then you shake it. Okay, and shaking it is the act of activating it. Make sure that you have a jar that's not gonna pop open because obviously it's got like dirt and paper and stuff in here. You probably don't want it to come out and get all over you. So yeah, get a jar that's not gonna like spew stuff. Like even this jar is kind of questionable because I could just pop this open, but once you put everything in it that you want to put in it, you really shouldn't be opening it again. So yeah, that's why it's good to just have a screw-on lid. But like I said, I love the look of the square jar and I just had to keep it. So yeah, you shake it up and then Alright, hopefully in my new house we will not hear these airplane interruptions. Let's continue. Okay, so yeah, you shake it up to activate your jar, and then I suggest that for the next 3 days you keep your jar on you. So like for me, I'm like holding on to it. I'm keeping it in my purse when I leave the house. I'm shaking it every time I think about it. When I'm in my meditation time, I'll have it next to me and just shake it. Okay, so a few times a day you want to shake it. All right, and then eventually, maybe after 3 days, if you feel called to, go ahead and bury it. But I don't think I'm gonna bury mine. If I was gonna bury it, I would bury it on the grounds of where I'm trying to move to, which will be a little bit difficult because I'll have to get a decent sized hole to stick it in. But yeah, the saying goes that as long as your jar is buried on that place, you're always tied or connected to that place because your DNA is there. So yeah, that's that, you guys. That is how I made my new home jar spell. I hope that that was interesting. There are a lot of other things that play into it, you guys. Like if you work with the moon, certain days are best to create your spells because the energy is just more potent around those days. For example, a new moon or a full moon. If you work with the moon, it's really important to pay attention. Also, if you pay attention to video. If you pay attention to the days of the week, there are certain days of the week that work best for manifesting a new home. For example, if you like Saturdays and you know Saturdays are the days that you stay home, then Saturday would be a great day to do your manifestation because you know Saturday is a home day. Okay. Also, if you work with the different moon signs, like Gemini is a really great moon sign to manifest a new residency. And I learned all this inside of one of the books that I have. I don't have time to pull it out now, but you can do your own research and figure out what day is best to perform your spell, or what day is best to put the ingredients together. Yeah, that is everything I have to say about this jar. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and that you try it out. I think it's gonna be really great, and I can't wait to show you guys around my new place. That is all I have to say. I love you. If it's your first time seeing my beautiful face, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and as always, hit the like button if this video was helpful to you. I will see you in my next video. Bye!